Hey there. Happy September. September! I was dancing to September a little while ago. Do you remember? I still had it in my head. Saturday, April 10th, 2021. It's not September. It will be one of these days, but okay. I just misplaced my glasses. Where did the glasses go? And I haven't made tea because I've been doing other stuff. I have to find my glasses, you guys. Anyway, it's Saturday. And, things happen here on Saturday nights. But a couple of exciting things have been happening here. Okay. Hey, Julie Luce, dancing away. Dancing queen. She is my dancing queen. And Mr. Lindemann. You guys are both like always dancing. I love it. Hey, Chuck. Oh my gosh. My hair, it's just like this kind of crazy weather. Well, I had it tied up, like up there. And then at like 11:09, I went, oh, I guess I better comb my hair or something. So I did. And thank you. Let's see how long this lasts. Probably like 3 minutes it will last. September in the rain. Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one. So it is Saturday. I really do want to find my glasses. Hold on a second. And my tea. Where did my tea go? Did I even make tea yet? I didn't make my tea. I knew that I didn't make my tea, but I was going to make it while I was talking to my guest. But since you're all here, I can make tea and we can have more sound effects and it's all good. And then I can say hi to my little friend right there. Ooh, gets a little wild sometimes. Let's see. Hi, Chuck. I don't know where they went. Maybe when I took off. There they are. I found them. Hello. How are you? What's going on? Carl, we have something to ask you. Oh, I know. I'm so excited. The Banana Chronicles are about to happen, you guys, right? I'm really excited. Hi, Jenna. Oh, my friend Devi was in the first here on Broadway and then in Paris. Hi, Bill. Thank you for your Patreon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Patty, thank you. Do you hear that? Does it cha-chink like it sounds like money? How are you, Carol? Okay, I'm not going to waste any time because I'm super excited to hear about, I'm thinking bananas. I don't know why I'm craving bananas right now. Maybe I need to, I don't know. Hit the jackpot. Hey, Stacy, when are you coming on the show? Hi, Rob Morocco. Did you guys all see the commercial that Rob has made for 11:11? I know Carol has, she's the art director. Oh, and you should see what Carol's doing. Oh, you guys, it's so exciting. Cha-ching. Hey, Carl, we have a favor. Can you practice a riff, like a 3-second, 4-second 11:11 riff, and then record it on your phone or record it somehow and then on Messenger? We'll talk about it, but just start, practicing like that kind of thing, right? That's what we need, right? Okay. Are you guys as curious about the banana saga as I am? Well, ladies and gentlemen, one more Saturday night invite Gary Lambert.
Well, hello, can you hear me?
Hello, 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 hello.
Hello. Well, I've got my own theme song tonight.
I'm Chiquita Banana, and I've come to say bananas have to ripen in a certain way, and when they're flecked with brown and have a golden hue, bananas taste the best and are the best for you. You can put them in a salad. No, not yet, my dear. That greenish way you're looking means that you are ripe for cooking. How about me? No, no. When you fully ripe, my dear, little flecks of brown.
What is it?
Yes. Hold on, just a moment.
Is
Hold
there
on.
rum in that
I'm trying to, I'm
glass?
trying to turn Chiquita off. Excuse me. Tonight's rum or banana based libation. My own head arrangement, my own creation. It's bananas, but of course, some rum, some Kahlua,
Ooh,
a little Grand Marnier,
ooh,
a touch of hazelnut syrup.
hazelnut syrup.
Yeah, and a bit of half and half, and of course crushed ice. I call it a Ron Carter.
Ron Carter.
I call it a Ron Carter because many years ago my brother met Ron Carter, and 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 when he met Ron Carter, he said Ron's fingers are so long it was like shaking hands with a bunch of bananas. So this is the Ron Carter,
Hey, Ron Carter. Check it out.
and just just as smooth as Ron Carter. Mm.
And I was going to make some hot water with lemon.
Uh huh. Well, I wish I could share this with you. It's
I
pretty
wish,
tasty
but is there any left? Nice.
because it doesn't really pay to make just one glass, does it?
Oh, how, and did you have these straws just like hanging around?
These are old. Yeah, I don't buy plastic straws anymore. I'm a good citizen, but these were plastic straws that have been here forever.
Uh-huh,
So,
like your mom bought them.
well, my mom needed them to, when my folks were older, they had to sometimes, drink things through a straw. So, anyway,
I love it.
yeah,
Okay, so tell us more. Oh, Banana Man.
I have made massive headway. I think there's only like five bananas left out
36
of
down to 5.
out of the six bunches. Yeah, so
Did you
pretty good.
freeze any?
I didn't have to. I told you they were in varying degrees of ripeness when they arrived. So the greener ones are now just getting to that almost overripe place. So perfect. You know, everything from your basic peanut butter and banana sandwich to several excellent banana based smoothies, banana, orange, blueberry smoothies. Put bananas in my overnight oats several times. Topped my cereal with bananas. Today's brunch was Grand Marnier French. There was a Grand Marnier theme today. Grand Marnier French toast with topped with sautéed bananas with a little
Sauteed bananas with
with a little
Mm.
Grand Marnier thrown into the sauté pan as well. So yeah, it's been a good run with the bananas.
Did you ever just have a banana?
Oh yeah. Oh no. There's been usually at least one or two bananas a day just straight up.
Like, well, I only have 27 left, so
Yeah. So yeah,
what the heck?
I'm very happy with the way this has played out, with the way it's been paced. I didn't do anything ambitious like baking banana bread, or I didn't get to the Magnolia Bakery banana pudding recipe, and I don't think I can do that anymore because they say you should do them when the bananas are a little before their peak of ripeness. So
But
because
you can
otherwise
do
they
that
get too mushy.
that
I'll do.
barbecue banana.
I didn't do that yet. Maybe I do have the last half rack of ribs from Arthur Bryant's just came out of the freezer, so those will be tomorrow's dinner. So maybe a little banana on the side with,
It could be like a plantain type.
yeah, do a plantain type thing, and yeah. Anyway, so the banana saga is coming to an end, and maybe I'll order another 6 bunches.
I was going to ask you, are you inspired now to continue this banana
Uh,
run?
well, I love bananas. I can never. Well, I wouldn't say you can never have too many bananas because I did, but um,
Too.
but still, I worked it out. You know, I'll buy more bananas soon. I know that.
Can you, for the audience members that may or may not have been here last Saturday night, can you refresh the story?
Yes, it was a simple clerical error. It was an accounting mistake. I was ordering groceries, and I was used to one grocery delivery service I use asks you to specify the number of bananas. So if you want 6 bananas, you enter 6 in the quantity field. The other sells bananas by the bunch. I conflated which service I was using at the time I was filling out my order, so I entered 6, which meant I ordered 6 bunches of bananas. Or somewhere in the 36 to 37 range, depending on how many per bunch. But it was a lot of bananas.
Must have been a heavy box.
Well, it was actually surprisingly not so much, but there weren't a lot of heavy canned or other items in this particular order, so it balanced out fine. I didn't injure myself lifting the bananas.
Bill Jones says he's got hunches for bunches. Suzanne, hi, happy birthday. It's
Happy birthday, Suzanne.
all day today.
Yes,
Day.
indeed.
And she drove from Santa Fe to Whidbey Island.
Wow, that is so impressive.
Isn't that?
Hmm.
In a 2000 Honda Civic. I have a 2001. She has a 2000. We're like, boom,
Beautiful.
girl, gonna do this. Yeah, Elvis had a fried banana. What was it? Banana.
Yeah,
bologna?
fried peanut butter and banana, I think was his deal. Yeah.
And okay, let's put peanut butter
Yeah.
while you're sipping away, and I get some hot water here. Excuse me for a moment.
Certainly.
Peanut butter. What's your
I enjoy peanut butter. I've
how do
always
you
loved peanut
enjoy
butter.
it
Mm.
besides with bananas?
Well, just your classic sandwich. Sometimes just on a cracker.
Are you a peanut butter jelly guy?
Sometimes, not that frequently, but every now and then I get the yen for that. Um, yeah, I
Crunchy, smooth.
I usually get crunchy, but I don't reject smooth categorically. Um,
And any particular brand?
bra- uh,
Santa Cruz, or are you a Jif guy? Or
I'm not that specific. There are several good brands. Um, Fairway had a good local store brand that I use, but I can't get that anymore. But Fresh Direct has a pretty good one. Whole Foods has a pretty good house peanut butter. Um,
I'll take
I'm not
that
crazy.
peanut butter.
Yeah, I am. I'm kind of a peanut butter universalist. I'll take it.
Joanne F. Henry says P and J grape on
On
Ritz
Ritz crackers.
crackers.
Yeah. Oh sure. Oh sure.
I missed a good Ritz cracker.
I have a box of Ritz crackers in the house right now.
It's a good
They
cracker.
they came in the same order as the bananas,
How
but not
many
6.
did
I
you
didn't
get?
I didn't get 6 cases of
It's
Ritz
the-
crackers.
I wonder if somebody did that, if they would. Hi, tie dye. I was wearing one of your shirts today. I love PB on saltines. Grew up with that as. Oh yeah.
Sure. Oh yeah, me too. I'd stack them. It would like be a little stack of saltines, a multi-layered, like a peanut butter club sandwich on saltines. Yeah.
I like a peanut butter. I'm a bit of a junkie.
Hmm.
Like I shouldn't have it around that often
Hmm.
because it just. Where's the spoon?
Hmm. You know what? Peanut butter and cucumber sandwiches.
Now, see, I would do that.
Very tasty. It's got that nice cool crunch
I would think
contrasting
it
the
kind of
yeah.
has you don't. I will admit to one thing. After a show one time, after a show at the Greek,
Hmm.
um, and I was still a little,
A little, you know.
I had avocados and I had toast
Hmm.
and I had peanut butter.
I like that. I can go
This
for
was
that.
like back in the day, yo.
Yeah. Sometimes peanut butter just on a banana. You don't have to have the sandwich. You know,
Oh,
cut out the carbs. Just have
like on a daily basis. But
absolutely.
peanut butter and avocado.
Yeah, it's very. I've had that. I've done that.
And
Yeah.
I like this nice combination of peanut butter, some sharp cheddar cheese,
Yes.
and
Yes.
banana. No bread,
Yes.
nothing, just like a little
Yeah.
peanut butter, a little
No
cheese,
problem.
a little banana action.
A-
But that
Absolutely.
cocktail that you've made there, my friend, I'm
I'm
telling
very happy with this. This was in the spirit of Ron Carter. It was improvised.
oh, Carl likes Ritz and sardines. I think I might try peanut butter and sardines.
Why not? Why not?
I did not watch the guy make a hole in one on the Masters today. Really? That
I
happened.
did not either. I didn't watch the Masters today. That's very hole in one is always cool.
I have a funny hole in one story,
Yeah.
if I may. I know it's one more
No, it
time.
isn't. It's 11-11 with Jenna
I know.
and some other guy.
I wonder if he was rewarded with a PB and banana.
I would hope
So
so.
in my hometown, in Benton
Mm-hmm.
Harbor, Michigan,
Mm-hmm.
there is, in the last 10 years, they built, I think maybe 9 years or something, they built a Jack Nicklaus signature golf course.
Uh,
I'm ready. Oh, that's cool, Suzanne. That sounds really comfy. Cool, cool. I like that. Anyway, so they built this, you know, golf course.
yeah.
And every 2 years, except for last year, because they didn't do it, they've had a senior PGA where they have had Jack Nicklaus and what's his name? Who I sat next to him? Who has the drink? Who has the lemonade and tea?
Arnold Palmer.
Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus, and two other guys that I can't remember their names.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first year. And my brother Mitch and my friend Tony and I walked over because from here you can walk over there. I know I'm seeing no peanut butter and sardines. Okay. Corey Canadian. Is a Canadian. Yay.
All right. Good for him.
Oops. Wrong one. I meant to do this. Oh, Canada. Anyway, so Jack is standing there and Arnold's there and the other two guys. You can YouTube this. If you YouTube Benton Harbor, Michigan, Jack Nicklaus Masters hole in one,
Mm-hmm.
you'll see it.
I'll check it out.
And I think it was what's his name?
Arnold Palmer.
Arnold Palmer, or the other guy says, who the hell, jokingly to Jack, who the hell designed this course? How in the world are you ever going to get? And they have this conversation, and my brother and I were standing like really close.
Right.
And they're, back and forth talking about whoever designed this one, man. Jack walks up and he goes, what? You mean like this? And he hits it and banks it and does it and does it and does it and gets it in the hole in one right there. It was so cool. We were just like, and that was the one, like that was maybe the first day in the first hour. And then, I'd seen it and then I went home and because I had a gig that night in honor of these fine gentlemen.
Uh-huh.
And they were at a college, Lake Michigan College,
Right.
and there was a banquet,
Mm-hmm.
but they didn't serve them food. And
What?
so something happened with the food, and my
Hmm.
family decided to go over and have a cocktail at this particular place where they were staying, but we didn't know it at the time. We were just there, and all of a sudden they walk in the bar, and they needed food, and the people at the bar are like, "Sorry, we're closed." And I walk up, I'm like, "Dudes, it's Arnold Palmer and Jack Nicholas and da da and da 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 da." So they got food and
Right.
alcohol, and I drank an Arnold Palmer, and my Nino was there. It was whole. So it had to be 9, 10 years ago. Yeah. Anyway, that's
Well,
my
I'm sorry,
hole in one.
given that, gi- given that Arnold Palmer pretty much kick-started the drinks named after celebrities craze. I'm sorry I never got to give a Ron Carter to Arnold Palmer. I wish I could, but
That'd be
he's
fun.
he's no longer with us.
That's true. Grace Mamina is watching. Hi, Rob.
Hi,
Hey,
Mama
Rob
Grace.
Morocco is watching quite a
Hey,
bit.
Rob.
Now, you guys, have you all seen the commercial that these Morocco people created with Gary Lambert in the
It's
commercial?
it's, it's so good. It's so good.
Gary, if
Excuse me.
you, next Saturday night, Instagram. That would be a cool thing to do. We'll Instagram that our commercial.
Oh, that'd be
Let's
great.
see. Um, Jack. Hold on. So what else is happening?
It's pretty, as the kids say, a pretty chill week. Pretty relaxed. Watched, some cool culture.
Tell us.
I'll tell you the American Masters series on PBS has been on a roll. We talked about Twyla Tharp last weekend, I think. This past week they had Doc Severinsen, American Masters, and it was so good.
Oh, I was talking. Yeah, Stephen Bernstein posted that too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Doc Severinsen is 94 now, and he's still playing, and his chops are still amazing. But it was a really detailed history. I mean, Doc Severinsen is one of those guys because of the whole Tonight Show and the crazy clothes, and the joking around with Johnny and all. He hasn't gotten his due as a musician, and he was never an innovator on the instrument. He wasn't like Lewis or Dizzy or Miles, but it was really cool to hear all these other trumpet players just saying, "Man, Doc is the man." Doc is like Paquito de Rivera called him the most dedicated trumpet player that ever lived because he just like stayed with his craft constantly. You know, he led that band 5 nights a week. Then he would go out and gig after that because they stopped taping at 5. Then he'd fly off somewhere on the weekend and do like a symphony gig. And I mean, the movie is actually he's very frank, and his family's kind of frank about his human failings, where he was out on the road 300 days a year and had no other life than the trumpet. But an incredible guy, and he's still out. He goes and does clinics at colleges all the time and takes young students under his wing, and is like
Is he 90?
he's 94 now. I think they started making the documentary when he was 90, and he actually late in the film he actually is comes down with pneumonia, and he's in a hospital bed, and he's going nuts because it's like the longest he hasn't played the trumpet in 50 years, and someone says, "I'll bring you a mouthpiece tomorrow,
Oh.
just so you can breathe through it." Yeah. But it was really really cool. I mean, it was a real. William Lindemann is correct. Doc played the original Sunday morning fanfare, and then when they took it digitally, they let Wynton do it. But Doc, that Bach piece on the trumpet that opens the CBS Sunday morning show
Oh,
was
that's cool. Oh,
was
that's
originally Doc.
fun.
Yeah. Um, so that's a really good film. And then last night on American Masters, and now it's in rotation. Uh, it was about Oliver Sacks, which was just amazing. I mean, what a life! What a mind blowing contribution to both science and literature. His writing about neurology and the mysteries of the brain is so deep, and so it's some of the most beautiful writing ever. Plus, it's so incredibly scientifically informed, and and this was like a really detailed examination of his life,
Hmm.
and
How lovely.
yeah, it's beautiful. It's very profound and very there's some incredible footage of him, like, patients that, you know, responding to certain stimuli who hadn't responded to anything in decades, through, through various therapies and pharmacological discoveries and such. It's pretty amazing. I met him under the most amazing circumstances. Where else? At a Grateful Dead show.
No.
Because Oliver and Mickey Hart worked together very closely in the study of the effect of music on neurological disorders, its use in treatment, the importance of music therapy, how incredibly effective it is where all of the therapies don't work.
I've been working in this for 30 years, sitting with these people, and
Right.
it's
And Oliver Sacks had a patient who was, a wild psychedelic kid of the late 60s who suffered a massive brain injury of some kind, I think possibly partially drug induced, around 1970, and became utterly non-responsive. And Oliver Sacks started treating him, I think, sometime in the 80s or early 90s, and discovered that if he played Grateful Dead music for this guy, he suddenly became incredibly present and remembered every note of every song and could speak totally coherently about it. So Oliver Sacks brought him to a Dead show at the Garden in, I think, 92 or 93. And he was like 5 feet in front of me at the soundboard with this patient. And it was really interesting. And I talked to Sacks about this. When the Dead played a song from before 1970, this guy would become incredibly animated. And if they played a newer song, he was like more confused. Anything written after 1970, he didn't recognize. And Sacks said he actually asked him several times during the course of the show, "Where's Pigpen?" So, and he wrote a piece about this guy for the New York Review of Books called "The Last Hippie," and it's also collected in Sacks's book, "An Anthropologist on Mars," and it's incredible. And I was there; I was witnessing that response to the music. So that was an amazing way to meet him, obviously.
When Nino was in a coma when he had brain surgery and had trauma to his front. Well, my brother,
Yeah.
Gary knows what a dedicated fan he was. I would play Grateful Dead and Sting.
Yeah.
And he was in a coma for 6 weeks.
Right.
And when the music would come on, he would sit there and almost conduct, but could feel it. And when the music was off, he was, when they're usually in a coma, people think, like, you see them on TV, they're like laying there like this. They're not. They're like a baby. They move around. They get frustrated. They pull on things. But Nino would just, and the nurses would come in and watch him, and we would dance together in the room. So it's super powerful. I want to get back to one thing that happened earlier here, because I didn't go unnoticed, Rob Morocco. You got to say a couple of words to Doc Severinsen on the Johnny Carson set. That is a story I want to hear.
Yes, that's a great story.
So you're on here next.
Yes. And Patricia said, yes, they made a movie about that. There was a movie called The Music Never Stopped, a dramatized version. For some reason, they made the doctor was not Oliver Sacks in the story. They made it a woman doctor played by the actress whose name I'm going to forget right now, but I'll get back to it. J.K. Simmons played the father of the kid. It was okay. It was a pretty good movie. I thought it was a little. I liked it. I mean, I had reservations about it because of the fictionalization. I didn't think it needed that, but I think maybe they made the doctor a woman because they had already made Awakenings with Robin Williams and Robert De Niro, and Robin Williams was playing Oliver Sacks. So I guess they didn't want to confuse, make it an Oliver Sacks sequel. So But yeah, so yeah, they did make that movie. I actually got to go to the premiere of it, and Dr. Sachs was there too, and so was Mickey. So yeah, that was it's really I recommend the American Masters show anyway greatly.
That's yeah, you Patty, you gave that to me and you gave that to me at a very intense time in my life and I watched it and then it quickly went somewhere in a box and a box and a box.
Yes, I was
And
about to say it was Julia Ormond, and Joanne beat me to it. So yes, it was Julia Ormond. I remembered that.
so I need to find you a copy and give that to you.
Yeah.
Probably a copyright issue as far as what goes. What did I miss, Stacy? Did I miss something?
Um, I don't know. They I can't remember. They did use some of the Dead's music, but there were some interesting. They couldn't film at Madison Square Garden. Madison Square Garden was incredibly expensive, so they filmed it somewhere else. That didn't really look convincingly like a Grateful Dead venue, but it was okay. I'm glad it got made. You know.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
anytime you can get the word out there in the world. I've been in special units, special nursing units with Parkinson patients and dementia patients, and I'll never forget, and I may have mentioned it on the show before, that I was singing, and there was a woman there, and she was just sitting, watching the music like they do, and some get up and dance and move around, and she was kind of mouthing the words, and then she started singing
Yeah.
and the nurses were watching and this was pre phones and stuff, and the doctor came in and he was watching, and they came up to me later and they said this is the first thing she said in 6 months.
Right. And that. There's a scene very much like that in the film,
It's true. I've
in
seen
the
it
American
happen
Masters film.
so many
There.
times that it's a gift whenever I get to sing for the elders. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a woman in the Sax film who they actually had footage uh, of this woman who just like stared at the ceiling all day, and they started treating them with L-Dopa, which at the time was considered a very, very promising drug, but it wound up the side effects wound up being too severe. But while it worked, this woman suddenly started talking to Sachs utterly articulately about George Gershwin and the 20s and 30s. And this was taking place in 1969. And it was as though nothing had changed in her life from 1928, 29, But she knew like every song George Gershwin ever wrote. It's astonishing. So
It's a
that
gift.
that
That's why I want to get back to my seniors. I want to get in there so I can
yeah,
sing with them, hang out and dance and do yoga, and we'll
yeah,
do 11:11 from there sometime, I hope.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool. Hi, Bill Winokur. Bill Winokur's so cool.
Hi, Bill.
Did you guys see the photo of Bo and Terry Lynn Carrington on Instagram? I saw it on Instagram. Did you post it on Facebook too? So cool. Bomb
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Bomb shit.
Oh yeah, that's yeah. Doc did move to Mexico with his then wife, and that broke up too. That marriage. Although the most recent wife, actually, he got married a final time, and I think it's very successful. And the woman's a trumpet player, and so they have everything in common.
Yeah.
Like she's the president of the North American Trumpet Alliance or something like that. She's a music
Okay.
educator. So, but the wife, the second to last wife, um, uh, it's really interesting because she talks about how it just became impossible to be married to him because they went to Mexico. They thought they're going to get away from it all, and then he started. He actually found a band in Mexico
I
and
was
started
gonna
playing
say,
with them.
once I moved to Mexico, I was playing with people. I was playing in
Right,
Mexico more than I was playing in the Bay Area. Because they're just
right,
people are
right.
hungry for it.
Yeah. So Doc, he yeah, it was like the San Miguel Five or something because he moved to San Miguel de Allende, and so but it's great the that wife who just realized it was impossibly married talks about him with such affection. It's like he's a great guy, and I just knew he had to be doing what he's doing or he would have been miserable. So
We get called for it. It doesn't choose us, or we don't
Hmm.
choose it. It definitely chooses us.
Yeah.
That's for damn sure.
Yep.
We've been watching Lilyhammer.
I still haven't watched that, and I've
You
got to because
haven't?
I love Steve. I love Steve Van Zandt so much that I'm amazed I haven't watched it yet. I get oversaturated with series TV is rough because you really want to follow it and get into it.
Oh,
So
I know. Even Grace is like, "You want to watch?" I mean, we did the Schitt's Creek, and she's like, "You
hmm
want to watch more?" We go Lilyhammer.
yeah.
It's so fun.
Well, he's so
So
great.
fun.
He's one of my heroes. So yeah, I'll eventually catch up with Lilyhammer. Oh, and one thing I watched today, which I was so happy with the way it turned out. It might still be going on. This thing called Set Break. I think I mentioned it last Sunday. It's this benefit for Backline, the organization that is about mental mental health and wellness for musicians and music industry workers. You know, and it was founded before all this happened, before the thing happened. It was founded in response to the suicide of Neil Casal and the guy from Yonder Mountain String Band, Austin. What was Jeff Austin? Um, but it became all the more relevant and essential in this past year as all these lives in music were impacted.
Oh, I don't know anything about that, Gary. Can you tell me a little bit more about it?
You know, but the event was it started at 2 o'clock this afternoon, and it was interspersed, talking about the issue and talking about the cause, and then interspersed with really cool musical performances by all kinds of people. Bobby and the Wolf Bros contributed a tune, and Michael Franti, and um, two of the guys, Louis and David from Los Lobos, and Anders Osborne, and Galactic killed it, and who else was on there? Oh,
Back
Alanis Mar.
dot
Yeah,
care.
Backline.care. Look it up. I think they will probably have an archived version available of it on YouTube. The event is called Set Break, and it's Backline.care. And it looks like they're going to raise, they went over $30,000, and it could be that they'll hit 40,000 before it's
Oh,
over.
and they work with the New Orleans Musicians Clinic. I helped
Yes,
create that.
yes,
That was
yeah,
that was something I did with my friend John Glenn.
yeah.
Cool, cool, cool.
And you know what else happened in New Orleans tonight that I wish I had? Mike Clark and Bill Summers from the original Headhunters, now playing with Donald Harrison, and I forget who the fourth person is. They did a socially distanced Headhunter show
They did.
in honor of Paul Jackson. So I hope that that's available in some.
I didn't see it was I messaged with Mike a couple of days ago and he didn't know if they were going to they knew they were going to do something, so
Yeah,
it's out there.
I
It's
think they did. I think they did a paid live stream. Whether you can watch it after the fact, I don't know, but I would love to see that from the Howlin' Wolf they played. Yeah. So
yeah, it's crazy. Well, New Orleans is one of the top places vaccination wise.
yes,
They've worked really hard. Louisiana has been and New Orleans has been like right up there
good,
at the top.
good to know. Well,
Unlike places like Michigan, but
yeah, New Orleans needs it. I mean, music is so essential to the economy there.
you can take me to New Orleans anytime you want, Linda. When are we going? Let's roll, girl. Let's go. We'll take each other to New Orleans. That would be, I don't know. That'd be fun.
Hmm.
Linda Siriano in New Orleans.
Yeah.
But so what's on your agenda tomorrow? Speaking of your show, Sunday. Sunday,
Tomorrow,
Sunday, Sunday.
tomorrow we have no specific agenda. Last week's show was agenda packed, and it was really good. I was really proud of it. I told you we had Pete Shapiro on. We had a venue operator from Lake Tahoe, and we had one of the people putting on the backline benefit. So we talked all about reentering music and getting people back to work. Tomorrow is open ended, as far as I know. Well, we'll talk about um, the Dead and Company shows. Sold out right away. The Mexico shows.
Yeah.
They're talking about adding a second weekend already, which
Oh
would
wow.
be really cool. So we'll talk about that a little and whatever else comes up.
Sounds good.
And I'll eat a couple of bananas
And I was
during
gonna
the
say,
course
now,
of the
how
day.
many bananas do you have left? What are we talking?
I think
Another,
they're like 5.
that's it?
Five. 5 bananas. I was working the bananas this week.
Were they ever a main ingredient of your entree?
No, I didn't make a banana based entree. Well, except the French toast, with the topping on the French
The
toast
bread one, yeah.
was quite banana intensive. And so it was almost on, if I'd taken a scoop of ice cream, I could have like duplicated Elizabeth's, Bananas Foster French toast, which is ridiculous. Elizabeth's in New Orleans, for those who don't know, in the Bywater.
And when Elizabeth owned it, it
Mhm.
was outstanding. And then she sold it to some super groovy people. But my friend Elizabeth and I used to go to Elizabeth's, and Elizabeth used to live together in the Bywater, like 25 plus years. Well, probably more like 30 now. But
Mhm.
back then it was 20 or whatever. But yeah, we had some good times at Elizabeth's.
Yeah, I didn't know that it wasn't the original Elizabeth anymore, but boy, it's still good.
She
Still
opened,
really good.
she did something else.
Mhm.
I know, but now I can't think. But if it's open-ended tomorrow, oh, that's sweet. Yeah, I want to be on your show, Gary.
You've been on. You can be on again at
I
some
want to be
point.
on.
Yeah.
I'm ready whenever you are.
All right.
Hey, Patty. Hi. Who's Cat? Which cat? Julie Luce always has my back, man. She's my PR person on
Mm-hmm.
the other end. Yeah, I'm totally ready to come on sometime. That would be fun. Maybe David Lom and I are doing a recording this week. I'm excited, on Tuesday. And we're like going in the studio and recording an album of music. Hi, Kat, Patty's friend.
Excellent.
And then Friday night, he and I have a gig.
Very nice.
That will be right here on this, we were just going to do a Zoom concert
Yeah.
and have people that wanted to come, but I think it's nice when other people come. You've never been to New Orleans, Patty? Well, it's looking like
Looking like.
happened.
Yeah, we got to get back to New Orleans.
Yeah. And
We got
they
to.
are doing Fest in Place,
Yeah.
Jazz Fest in Place.
Oh, that's right. Is that this weekend or next?
It's the last weekend of April.
Right. Right.
Our anniversary,
That's right.
and the first weekend in May. So what they're doing on WWOZ is during Jazz Fest, they always they go broadcast from the festival itself.
Right.
But since the festival is not happening the 2 weekends, they are playing live recorded shows that happened at Jazz Fest throughout the year. John.
Yeah, and it goes way back. I think they had some recordings from the very first or second or third Jazz Fest.
Where
So
Ellen and Stevie get together and
right. Oh yeah, that's right. The Ellen Stevie set was so cool, and Alan Toussaint, and
Alan's playing a couple of times this year.
Great. Yeah, no, it's really wonderful. Yeah, and if anyone out there, if any of the 1111 crowd doesn't know about WWOZ, one of the greatest radio stations of all time, you can get it from anywhere in the world now, wwoz.org, streaming, and so great.
Yep, I'm doing it now. There you go. You got it. Check it out. And there's music on 24/7, and it's just it's a really cool place to hang out at. They've moved a couple of times.
Yeah.
And the last time I was on, Mitch Stein was on. He came in about 10 minutes later, and he and I ended up talking about, we were both doing shows.
Right.
And at the end of our interview, he goes, "What are you doing on Sunday?" And I said, just Jazz. I think it was Jazz Fest, Sunday of Jazz Fest, or maybe it was it was.
Yeah.
He goes, "I got a gig for you." So he gave me a gig.
Cool.
That's how Mitch is.
Yeah, and Mitch is a Bay Area guy, but he goes to New Orleans every Jazz Fest and throws together these combinations
At my
of people.
friend's club.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, William. If you haven't heard of OZ yet, get ready for your mind to be blown, brother. It's the best.
It is.
So do you put any nutmeg or anything in this particular?
I thought about nutmeg, but it just this just came out. I was thinking about little toppings and things, but this is fine as it is. I might try nutmeg the next time.
Did you write it down, or will you remember?
I did. I I'll vary. I think in the spirit of Ron Carter, I'd want to improvise.
That's true.
Play outside the changes a little bit. Yeah.
See, that's like how I bake. How many years ago was that, Jenna? How many years ago is what, Julie? That I was in New Orleans for
I
Jack?
guess the Mitch Stein story in particular.
Oh, maybe 2 years. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe not last year, but the year before. So not last year, 3 years ago.
Right. So that would be 2018. Yeah. Because there wasn't one in 2020. So yeah, I was there in 19. Right.
And we'll be there in 21.
I hope
And
so.
I perform at this place you guys call the International House, and if it happens, we gotta all roll to the International House.
It'll happen.
They
That'll,
redid the whole bar inside right now. It's all socially distanced.
uh,
Sean, the owner, just has it so beautiful in there, and
cool.
stops my stops my
Beautiful.
heart when I get to
Beautiful.
fall away. But I'm excited. So, question for you:
Yes.
what are you doing next Saturday night?
Let's see. Let me look at my calendar. I'll have to talk to my people. Um, wait. Oh, they're telling me you're not doing a damn thing except being on 11:11 with Jenna. I'll drink to that.
How long ago was I on your show, Gary? Um, last 2 years ago.
Maybe 2 years. Yeah. Yeah.
Have I been on it? I've been on it twice, haven't I?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. You
Yeah.
were on pretty early on, like one of our early years, and then
And
I
then
think
you
when you
moved.
yeah, and you and Ralph did the newer version of Crazy Fingers. I remember. Like the one.
Did Ralph come on the show?
Ralph didn't come on the show, but we played that version of Crazy Fingers. And yeah, the trouble. I mean, we unfortunately are such a dead centric channel that we. I'd love to play your original stuff on the show.
Wait, or my John Mayer stuff.
Or that would see that's another loophole we could use. Yeah, but it's the conversation is always confined to Grateful Dead topics, unlike 11 with Jenna, where you can talk about Oliver Sacks or Doc Severinsen, and if the Grateful Dead
Or
come up,
Cher.
or Cher,
Still waiting.
yeah, Cher, she'll come around. Cher
Well,
will come around.
Been tweeting about Cher, so
Hmm.
I think it's gonna happen. Between that and the commercial,
Yeah,
11/11 with Jenna commercial.
yeah. That's speaking of musical events. Here's what I'm starting to try to figure out if I can pull off. The Mexico Dead thing is happening, obviously.
Are you going?
It looks like I am, yeah. And Wilco is doing their festival in Mexico, which the first time they did it, it was like about an hour down the beach from where the Dead's thing was, and they overlap by like one day. So if I could pull off going to Wilco's thing and the Dead's thing, that would be just
And that's in January, though, right?
January of 22, yes. And Wilco also announced that they are going to do the Solid Sound Festival up in Massachusetts in 22. So I'm really excited about that
So
because that's
you might as well just stay for a month and then cruise over to San Pancho and come to the San Pancho Music Festival, which is the last weekend in February. And Jeff Metzger is going to be there, and we have a hotel for a week. Julie Luce is coming. Patty's
wow.
coming.
Well, we'll have to see where I'm at in January of next year as far as schedule and employment and all that. So, we'll see.
Hey, if anybody's going to be Gary Lambert's assistant at this point, at this particular moment, well, there are a lot of us that would like to be your assistant, Gary. Well,
I,
congratulations. I'm glad. So will you guys be doing some live streaming from down there, some conversation?
we're kicking ideas around is all I'm saying right now. It's way too early to either spill the beans. I don't even know what the beans are, so I can't spill them. But we're working on some ideas. Anyway, I hope to be there.
Cool.
It was not feasible for me to be there in the past. This is going to be their fourth one, I think, or third, fourth, I think. So this one have confidence that I will be there.
And thanks for showing up the other night during Dave Ellis's fun show. My
That was
goodness.
that was great because I kind of only half remembered that you had mentioned he was going to be on, and then I said, and I was on Facebook, and I just, who's Jenna got tonight? And it was Dave. I was so happy to see him, and it was great because Zoe was there and Sibylla was there, and so it was like it was very old Berkeley home week, and we got to talk about Dave was like, I mentioned that thing about him and Bruce Hornsby quoting Manteca, and Dave said, yeah, I didn't think anybody heard that. So,
Yeah, there's
and then I mentioned how Bruce Hornsby and I used to play Name That Monk quote, which was really fun. That was one of my favorite aspects of that tour.
what an incredible musician.
He's so great.
Did you see him at Yoshi's when he was there?
Yes, when he did like he did the solo request night where like people passed up cocktail napkins and he
I
just
Want
played.
and Only Love. That's what I
Yeah,
requested
yeah,
and he played
yeah,
it.
yeah. He played in the wee small hours. I mean, the guy's so man. So yeah, he'd be jamming on a Dead tune, and he and Ellis would play Manteca in the middle of Scarlet Begonias. Or in the bridge between Scarlet Begonias and Fire on the Mountain. And then in certain Dead tunes, he would always throw in Monk quotes. And it was often right before the drummers took over for their part. So I'd be waiting in the wings, and Bruce could say, "All right, Lambert, what was it?" And I'd say, "Well, you needn't." And he goes, "Yeah, you're good, man." So that was our little quiz show
Oh, that's
on
cool.
on Dead Tour. Yeah,
Well, that was another neat thing that happened this week because of with Dave is Russ, his father, thanked me.
yeah.
He said, thank you, Jenny. He goes, I learned things about my son that I didn't know before.
Oh, that's great. Russ is great. I met him a bunch of times when Dave was playing with Bobby, and he's such a cool guy.
One of the coolest people ever. He's going to come on the show. And then Bella, who is David's daughter, is going to come on.
Oh,
And
great.
Lily, who is Zoe's daughter, is going to come on. And then
Awesome.
a whole Ellis. We're going to do a night.
Oh, that
I
would be
said it
great.
might have to be a two-parter.
Yeah. Oh, I love the whole Ellis family. That'll be such a blast.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll tune in on that one for sure.
Yeah, that'll be, yeah. And we're working on that now as far as multi-streaming. Gary, you are the hippest of the hip, says Bill.
Look who's talking.
I know, right?
Look who's talking. Come on,
Yes.
Bill. Thank you. But
This
yeah,
jazz, debonair, groovy guy. You guys, we're getting closer to Red Farm. That's all I'm going to say.
that's getting closer to so many things. I'm already planning a rendezvous with a friend in Manhattan this coming week. I think probably Wednesday. Figuring out what the cuisine's going to be, figuring out where, maybe a hang in Central Park or whatever. But
Good.
really looking forward to it. It's going to be so great.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, my friend, thank you once again.
Always. I
I-
thank you.
I look forward to my Saturdays, all day long, and I wake up and I go, it's Saturday. I don't even, I do have a calendar. I have multi-calendars. People were worried about me that you don't write everything down. Some stuff I write down, some things I like to just keep here because it
Sure.
helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still on, Suzanne. We're still celebrating your birthday.
That's right.
It's never over. I celebrate a year, but
Birthday should be like a festival. It's not
Yeah.
it's not a 1 day event. It's a festival.
Suzanne Festival and her new digs. Can't wait
Right.
till she gets that happening.
Yeah.
But yes, so we will see you next Saturday night, right?
All right. I thank you. Chiquita Banana thanks you.
Thank you.
I was kind of wishing could have like done a Carmen Miranda headdress
I
kind
was
of
waiting
thing.
for a little something
Yeah.
going on. I should have done something too, but yeah, I don't have that Carmen Miranda type vibe thing. But yeah, the bananas everywhere. I met a woman today
Uh-huh.
online, just as we were all talking in a chat. She doesn't like fruit.
Any fruit?
She likes berries,
Uh-huh.
and she'll have an occasional orange.
Wow. To
I
each
was-
their own.
I was really amazed. I went, what, you mean pineapple? She's like, no. You mean no. But then I got her, I said cherry. She goes, yes, I love
Yes.
cherries.
Sure.
So it's like
That's
a
re- that's-
berry cherry type of thing, but she doesn't like fruit.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder where that comes from. I mean,
I
if
don't
there's
know.
a traumatic fruit experience in childhood or
Possibly.
something,
Could
ate
there
some fruit and it was bad or something, you know.
something wrapped around that? But me, I ate a bunch of
Mhm.
mangoes today.
Yeah,
Tracy and I ate
good,
mangoes and
good.
we had a good. Oh, I forgot to post my board from today. I got to do that right after this.
Okay.
So thank you. Thank
Thank you. Thanks everybody who watched. Thanks Mama Grace. Thanks
you.
Lillian.
I know you're going to have another banana story for next week. You might.
Well,
You didn't freeze any?
I didn't have to, you know,
Didn't have.
because of the timing of the ripeness and all that. I was prepared to freeze if I had to, but I made efficient and full use of these bananas, and you know there'll be at least a couple more consumed tomorrow, and then it'll be just about over.
Yeah, old school David Siegel, Berkeley buddies here right now too. Hi, David.
All
Wow,
right.
surprise! Everyone's liking it. We love you, Gary Lambert.
Love you, Jenna Mammina. Love you all. Until next week.
Until next week. See ya,
Bye.
Gary Lambert. Everybody, you ate a bunch of mangoes today. I was celebrating your birthday with you, mango eating. Oh, thank you guys so much for being here. It is Sunday. It is Sunday, April 11th. Check it out. It is April 11th. Let me see. Let me just see something really fast. I just realized something. So it's April 11th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Add up tomorrow's date, my friends. 11. Happy 11. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Bill. I know, Gary Lambert, and to all of you. Tomorrow is 11. See you in the morning. See you in a later morning because I'm seeing you in the morning right now. And I will see you tomorrow morning. I think I'll make a smoothie. What do you think? With mangoes. And I'll invite my friend who doesn't eat fruit. And I'll show her how great a smoothie. She said, I asked her about smoothies and she said they're too much work. Super healthy eater. Beautiful. But I just thought it was really cute. All right. You too, Carol. Have a great night. Let's talk. I have some ideas. Carol is such a great artist, you guys. I can't even believe it. She's working on something for me. I can't even believe it. It's like, she's what? Well, there's still 15 of you here. Does anybody feel like jumping on and saying hi? It is a fun. Yeah. Good night. Good morning. All right. Well, I took a nap at like 9:30. So, okay, let's talk tomorrow, Carl. But, work on like a screaming little like a 4 note from 11:11 with Jenna. Maybe 5. But Carl Hess style. All right. Good night. It's 11. I'm so excited. Stay safe, stay healthy, be nice. Thank you, Gary Lambert. Thank you, Julie Luce. Happy birthday, Suzanne. Beautiful thoughts, beguiling words, and a beneficial heart. Huge hug. Good night, Julie. Thank you. These flowers, they're still here, just like my roommate. It's incredible. Bye. See you later. See you, everybody. I just think it's so cool. I just think this is so cool. Mama Grace, I'll see you in a minute. Love hard. Really hard.